Hello friends, welcome to Manu Law Classes. मेरा नाम गौतम दीक्षित है. Now today in this video we are going to discuss the important news from the Hindu edition of 31st March 2023. Now 31st March is also a day when the Eiffel Tower in 1889 was inaugurated officially in Paris, which is one of the UNESCO World Heritage Site recognized in 1991. ये जो Eiffel Tower है पेरिस में, it is made up of wrought iron. Okay, so it is made up of wrought iron. It was designed by Gustave Eiffel. So Gustave Eiffel, he designed Eiffel Tower made up of wrought iron. Now Eiffel Tower was constructed. Important ये होता है कि ये बना क्यों था. So Eiffel Tower इसके लिए बना था to commemorate the centenary of French Revolution. ठीक है, तो फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन जो 100 साल पहले हुआ था आफ्टर द इनॉग्रेशन और बिफोर द इनॉग्रेशन ऑफ एफिल टावर 1789. So to commemorate this French Revolution, the Eiffel Tower was constructed. Okay, so French Revolution. Now coming to the news from the front page. The first is drugs for rare disease get customs duty relief. So a basic custom duty जो होता है which is levied on all the imported products, basic customs duty. तो गवर्नमेंट ने डिसाइड किया है टू वेवर द बेसिक कस्टम ड्यूटी ऑन ऑल द ड्रग्स एंड फूड विच आर कवर्ड अंडर नेशनल पॉलिसी फॉर रेयर डिजीज 2021. तो जितने भी ड्रग्स हैं या फूड हैं विच आर बीइंग इम्पोर्टेड फॉर पर्सनल यूज फॉर ट्रीटिंग दिस रेयर डिजीज, नाउ दे विल बी एग्जेम्प्टेड फ्रॉम बेसिक कस्टम ड्यूटीज. इट मीन्स जो उनका प्राइस है वो अब चीपर हो जाएगा बिकॉज देयर विल बी नो बेसिक कस्टम ड्यूटीज. अलॉन्ग विद दैट देयर इज वन ड्रग विच इज very important drug also called as pembrolizumab, जिसको हम कहते हैं केत्रुदा, which is used in treating various type of cancers. Now these are also exempted from basic custom duty. पहले जो custom duty इन drugs के ऊपर था that was 10% with on this drugs. उसके बाद जो ट्रीटमेंट कॉस्ट है इंडिया में अगर आप देखेंगे रेयर डिजीज का, इट रेंजेस फ्रॉम, बहुत ज़्यादा है जो एनुअल ट्रीटमेंट कॉस्ट है, इट रेंजेस फ्रॉम ₹10 लाख टू over ₹1 crore year. The next is from art and culture. So कभी कभी देखिए आप एग्जाम में वन लाइनर खास करके एलेट और ओलेट में अगर आप देखेंगे तो आर्ट एंड कल्चर से कभी कभी ये आ जाता है कि ये फेस्टिवल कौन से स्टेट में होता है या इसको कौन से स्टेट में सेलिब्रेट किया जाता है. अगर कोई ट्राइब उससे पर्टिकुलरली एसोसिएटेड है तो डेफिनेटली उसके बारे में भी क्वेश्चन आता है. सो हियर वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस अ फेस्टिवल विच इज़ अ हार्वेस्ट फास्ट फेस्टिवल दैट इज कॉल्ड एज यांगली. ठीक है, सो यांगली इसको आप नोट कर सकते हैं. यांगली इट इज सेलिब्रेटेड बाय तीवा ट्राइब्स इन असम. ठीक है, तो यहाँ से हमें कितना इन्फॉर्मेशन मिल गया. पहला इन्फॉर्मेशन तो ये कि यांगली कौन से टाइप का फेस्टिवल है. इट इज़ अ हार्वेस्ट फेस्टिवल. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग ट्राइब सेलिब्रेट्स दिस फेस्टिवल. दिस इज तीवा ट्राइब्स. नो वेयर वी फाइंड तीवा ट्राइब. सो इट इज इन मोरीगांव डिस्ट्रिक्ट ऑफ असम. The next is back to school. So 22.7 lakh adults gained literacy and numeracy skills this year. So this is about adult literacy program. So adult literacy program is a very important component of India's strive for 100% literacy. So अगर आप देखेंगे तो that is a program that is न्यू इंडिया लिटरेसी प्रोग्राम और नव भारत साक्षरता कार्यक्रम. So it is an adult literacy program under the Union Ministry of Education. Now it is targeting 1 crore adult to have a basic numeracy skills and literacy in the next year. So यहाँ पे अगर आप देखेंगे कि जो प्रोग्राम है it is a volunteer based teaching program. मतलब कोई एजुकेटेड पर्सन, लिटरेट पर्सन अगर वॉलंटियर करना चाहता है बच्चों को सिखाने के लिए, एडल्ट्स को सिखाने के लिए, so they can volunteer for this program because there is lack of funds to hire qualified teachers to exclusively teach adults. Now अगर हम इंडिया में proportion देखेंगे, so there are 15 crore to 20 crore people in India who do not know how to read and write. So earlier there was a program like साक्षरता अभियान which was closed in 2018. उसके बाद पढ़ना लिखना अभियान, it was started during COVID-19 pandemic but it took a hit. But now the new program is New India Literacy program. Now if we will see over here that there is a test which everybody has to take, okay, that foundational literacy and numeracy assessment test for 2022-23. So 40% of the successful candidates were from Madhya Pradesh alone. ओके, नाउ अगर आप देखें कि वाई गवर्नमेंट इज फोकसिंग ऑन एडल्ट लिटरेसी, ठीक है, सो सी एडल्ट लिटरेसी जो है वो किन किन चीज़ों में हमें बेनिफिट कर सकता है। एडल्ट लिटरेसी खास करके इसमें आप वुमेन को ध्यान में रखिएगा, ठीक है। सो रीडिंग एंड हैविंग रीडिंग एंड अंडरस्टैंडिंग एंड ability to perform basic numeracy skills are very important, especially if we are pushing forward with Digital India program. Okay, then there are various government programs related to women empowerment. So for that, foundational literacy and numeracy skills are very important. So literate people are foundation for developed nation, in short you can say. So that's why government still pushes for adult literacy. Now from science and technology, तो इसरो ने एक इमेज रिलीज किया है अर्थ का फ्रॉम इट्स अर्थ ऑब्जर्वेशन सैटेलाइट 06। ओके, ईओएस का फुल फॉर्म क्या होता है? अर्थ ऑब्जर्वेशन सैटेलाइट 06 मतलब उसका नंबर। सो इंडियन स्पेस रिसर्च ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इट हैज रिलीज्ड इमेजेस ऑफ अर्थ कैप्चर्ड बाय अर्थ ऑब्जर्वेशन सैटेलाइट 06। नाउ यहाँ पे अगर आप देखेंगे दैट दिस इमेजेस दीज आर मोज़ेक जनरेटेड बाय इसरो का एक सेंटर है इन हैदराबाद विच इज कॉल्ड एज नेशनल रिमोट सेंसिंग सेंटर। सो NRSC ISRO has generated a global false color composite mosaic. False color composite, it is a terminology used in remote sensing. So it has generated a false color composite mosaic from the images captured by Ocean Color Monitor payload. This is important, OCM, Ocean Color Monitor payload on board EOS 06. Now, what is about the OCM, Ocean Color Monitor? It senses the Earth in 13 distinct wavelengths to provide information about global vegetation cover on land and ocean biota for global oceans. So now, Earth Observation Satellite 06, it is a third generation satellite in Oceansat series which was launched by ISRO on board PSLV C54 on November 26. अब EO6 का देखिए फंक्शन क्या है? इट प्रोवाइड्स कंटिन्यूड सर्विसेज ऑफ ओशनसैट 2 with enhanced payload capacity and carries 4 payloads. These 4 payloads are sea surface temperature monitor, KU band, spectrometer and Argos. So it observes ocean color data, sea surface temperature, wind vector data to use in oceanography. इसका मतलब कि जो EOS 06 है, it is some type of related to climate. You can study climate also because of the data which is providing, even climate change, that where the sea surface temperature is increasing or decreasing, how the winds are blowing for better predictability of climates. So it has climatic and meteorological application, and then it also supports value added products such as potential fishing zone using chlorophyll, SST, that is sea surface temperature and wind speed, and land based geophysical parameters. The next is Karnataka notifies 10% EWS quota on the eve of announcement of poll schedule. Now over here हमने पास्ट में भी पढ़ा था कि पहली बात तो कर्नाटका में अगर आप देखेंगे जो ओबीसी को में जो 4% कोटा था फॉर मुस्लिम्स, दैट वाज डन अवे विद. नाउ they are Muslims, they are eligible for EWS quota. So now Karnataka has notified 10% EWS quota. Now it will also include Muslims who have been now who cannot claim OBC quota now, but they can take the benefit of EWS quota. So 6 communities including Muslims, they now come under EWS in Karnataka. So Muslims, they were getting OBC quota under 2B category, अब उनको निकाल दिया गया है. Now जो देखेंगे जो 2% category है, it was given to vocal ligas and Lingayat communities, and now this 4% quota for Muslims which has been scrapped, now they can avail under EWS quota. So now coming to EWS, economically weaker section. So the center had introduced 103rd Amendment Act to the Constitution to introduce 10% quota to EWS, that is economically and weaker section. The second is that in the Jan Abhiyan versus Union of India case, the Supreme Court upheld the EWS quota in 2022. Now coming to GPT-4. Okay, GPT-4. So here we are talking about the GPT-4, a shift from what it can do to what it occurs. So GPT-4, it is latest in the artificial intelligence model. So it has been developed by OpenAI. आप लोग ने जैसे नाम सुना होगा चैट जीपीटी का. So chat GPT, now the chat GPT, it was earlier based on GPT 3.5, now it will be based on GPT 4. So GTP4 जो अभी currently जो available है, it is for premium subscription और by getting on OpenAI's wait list. तो अगर आप देखें जो इम्प्रूवमेंट है GPT 3.5 और GPT 4 का, so GPT 4 जो है, it is more conversational and creative. It can accept text and image input simultaneously. ये सबसे important point है GPT 4 का. Fine. For example, if you give some image of certain ingredients and ask the question to GPT 4 that what we can make from this. समझो कि आपको कोई रेसिपी बनाना है और आपने कुछ इमेज दे दिया, मान लो गोभी का इमेज दे दिया, मिर्ची का इमेज दे दिया, और आपको ये पूछना है कि अब इसका मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ. So even that answer will be given by GPT 4. So GPT 4 can give you a list of dish suggestions and recipes. So this model can understand human emotions such as humorous pictures, and then it has the ability to describe images, okay, for which can benefit the visually impaired. उसके बाद the second is that GPT 4 it can take into context up to 25,000 words, which is 8 times more than GPT 3.5. उसके बाद अगर आप देखेंगे that GPT 4 it was tested in several tests that were designed for humans and performed much better than average. For example, if you will see that it had 90th percentile as compared to 10th percentile score by GPT 3.5. उसके बाद बहुत सारे ऐसे टेस्ट है जिसमें GPT 4 जो है it has done quite well. These are advanced courses such as environmental science, statistics, art, history, biology and economics. उसके बाद GPT के जो शॉर्टकमिंग्स है टेस्ट्स में, जैसे इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज एंड लिटरेचर, इट फेल टू डू वेल, इट स्कोर जस्ट 40%. ओके, देन इट्स परफॉर्मेंस इन लैंग्वेज कॉम्प्रीहेंशन surpasses other high performing language models such as in English and 25 other language which also includes Indian language. जो पैसेज सॉल्व करने का जो एक कॉम्प्रीहेंशन बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस को सॉल्व करने का जो एबिलिटी है. So it also has good ability in other languages like Punjabi, Marathi, Bengali, Urdu and Telugu. So definitely ChatGPT generated text. It has already infiltrated school essays and college assignment projects. The next is the benefit of GPT-4, that OpenAI has said that GPT can do a lot of white collar work, especially related to programming and writing jobs. But कुछ ऐसे jobs हैं like manufacturing or scientific jobs which are relatively untouched by GPT-4. Right? Now coming to certain shortcomings of GPT-4. So if you will see, its output may not always be factually correct. Right? तो ये obviously होगा कि हमेशा output जो है वो correct नहीं होगा, उसे एक बार आपको देखना पड़ेगा. Then the GPT-4 technical report states that given both the competitive landscape and the safety implications of large-scale models like GPT-4, this report contains no further details about the architecture, hardware, training compute, data sets, construction, training method or similar. So it is not transparent. OpenAI is not transparent about the inner workings of GPT-4, which raises the ethical questions. Then if we will see GPT-4, it is a machine that predicts the next word in an unfinished sentence based on the probabilities it learned as it trained on large corpuses of text. So this is also one of the important thing about the GPT-4 कि इसके आगे क्या word आ सकता है to complete the sentence, that can also be performed by GPT-4. So that's why linguistic professors जो है they are calling GPT a stochastic parrot, okay, which speaks incomprehensible phrases without understanding the meaning. ठीक है, that is important, that without understanding the meaning it has the ability to speak just like a parrot. Now what are the ethical concerns and environmental cost as highlighted by different experts? So they say that opportunity cost imposed by a race for bigger models trained on large data sets, distracting from smarter approaches that look for meaning and train on curated data sets. Okay, so these are the some of the ethical concerns which have been raised by the experts, saying that there are certain ethical issues involved with the use of GPT or chat GPT like things. Now coming to next article, a new chapter. So Scotland has more immediate priorities than working towards independence. Now we are doing this news because Humza Yusuf, who is a Pakistani immigrant to Scotland, now he has been elected as the first minister and he is the youngest and the first from the Asia to take over this role, and he is going to succeed निकोला स्टर्जियन. फाइन. सो यहाँ पे अगर आप देखेंगे कि स्कॉटलैंड हो गया, वेल्स हो गया, तो इनका एक डिमांड है फॉर इंडिपेंडेंस. फाइन. सो यहाँ पे द article says that Scotland has more immediate priorities than working towards independence. Now, understanding this independence, we have to understand the structure of United Kingdom, that how it is. So if you will see United Kingdom, ठीक है, सो यूनाइटेड किंगडम में दो चीजें आती हैं, एक होता है आपका ग्रेट ब्रिटेन, दूसरा नॉर्दर्न आयरलैंड, नॉर्दर्न आयरलैंड, ठीक है। फिर ग्रेट ब्रिटेन में देखिए आपका क्या क्या आएगा, इंग्लैंड, वेल्स एंड स्कॉटलैंड, ठीक है। तो ये वेल्स हो गया, स्कॉटलैंड हो गया या नॉर्दर्न आयरलैंड हो गया, they have devolved powers, they have their own parliament, they have their own national assembly in case of Northern Ireland, and own executive, and some of the powers have been delegated to these parliaments. Okay, now what are the challenges for Scotland now? So as you will see throughout Europe, the challenges in Scotland are similar. First is that cost of living crisis. Okay, cost of living crisis, which has engulfed whole of the Europe because of the ongoing Russia-Ukraine crisis. Okay, the next is that about the reforms in national health services and other public services. This is the second thing where the focus has to be looked upon, national health service and other vital public services. Now the next article is Wycombe, a satyagraha and the fight for social justice. Okay, so we are talking about Wycombe satyagraha. Wycombe satyagraha, इसका पूरा डिस्क्रिप्शन दिया गया हुआ है, बट यहाँ पे अगर हम देखेंगे वाइकोम सत्याग्रह के थ्रू जो अपना हिस्ट्री है, इट इज ऑल्सो हिस्ट्री ऑफ टेम्पल एंट्री मूवमेंट. इट इज अ वाइकोम सत्याग्रह, इट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ टेम्पल एंट्री मूवमेंट, टेम्पल एंट्री मूवमेंट. ओके, सो एज यू विल सी दैट जो पहले जो प्रैक्टिस हुआ करता था, दैट ओनली सर्टेन पीपल दे वर डिसक्वालीफाइड फ्रॉम, दे वर नॉट अलाउड टू एंटर द टेम्पल. बट अगर जैसे जैसे नेशनल मूवमेंट जो है वो आगे की तरफ बढ़ रहा था, स्पेशली आफ्टर द कमिंग ऑफ महात्मा गांधी, उसी तरीके से सोशल जस्टिस के लिए भी जो आवाज़ थी वो उठ रही थी. सो देयर वर टेम्पल एंट्री मूवमेंट इन महाराष्ट्र लेड बाय डॉक्टर बी आर अम्बेडकर. देयर वाज आल्सो अ टेम्पल एंट्री मूवमेंट इन केरला विच इज़ वेरी फेमस, दैट इज वाइकॉम सत्याग्रह. सो इफ यू विल सी that March 30, it was a significant day in connection with Wycombe, which is a town in Kottayam in Kerala. So the date also marks the commencement of the centenary year of the Wycombe Temple Street Entry movement that was launched in 1924, and a milestone in temple entry movements in India. So it was a type of non-violent movement to end the prohibition imposed on backward communities in using the roads around the Wycombe Mahadev temple. So this was launched by T.K. Madhavan, K.P. Kesava Menon and George Joseph on the advice of Mahatma Gandhi, and the movement was sustained and successfully conducted by Periyar E.V. Ramaswamy, then president of the Tamil Nadu Congress. The next is the piezoelectric effect in liquids. So what is piezoelectric effect? पहले ये तो आप समझ लीजिए. Piezoelectric effect का मतलब होता है कि suppose there is any solid body, okay, and now this solid body is given pressure. ठीक है, so after giving a pressure, this solid body will generate currents. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे piezoelectric effect में अभी तक ये समझा जा रहा था कि piezoelectric effects are only possible in solid because solids they have crystals, and when these crystals are given pressure, so these crystals they generate electric current. तो इसमें जो खास करके जो एक बॉडी है, that is एक जो solid है, that is quartz, okay, which is a silicon dioxide. सो यहाँ पे जो क्वाड है, क्वाड्स को अगर आप प्रेशर दोगे सो इट विल जनरेट करंट. सो मैकेनिकल स्ट्रेस, तो यहाँ पे सिंपल क्या है कि इफ यू विल गिव मैकेनिकल स्ट्रेस टू सर्टेन टाइप्स ऑफ सॉलिड्स, सो दे विल जनरेट करंट. ओके, बट टिल नाउ इट वाज नोन कि दिस थिंग इज नॉट पॉसिबल इन सॉलिड, बिकॉज यहाँ पे क्या है कि सॉलिड जो है वो मैकेनिकल स्ट्रेस झेल नहीं सकता, लिक्विड सॉरी. So solid they have crystals, so they can take mechanical stress, they can get deformed. But if you give mechanical stress to liquid, so since they are not in a form of crystals, they cannot take the mechanical stress, तो फिर current generate होने की बात होती नहीं है. But scientists they have shown that certain liquids they can generate piezoelectric effect, especially 1-butyl 3-methyl imidazolium base, okay, and 1-hexyl 3-methyl imidazolium base. So these are some of the compounds which can show the piezoelectric effect after giving mechanical stress. The next is China's new defense minister likely to visit India for SCO meet in April. So Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So India is going to chair Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit this year, that is in 2023. So over here, China's new defense minister is likely to visit India for SCO meet. ठीक है. So the newly appointed defense minister, यहाँ पे नाम important होगा General Li Shangfu. He is set to make his first visit to India in April, which will be the first high-level military visit from China since the line of actual control crisis began in April 2020. Then General Li, he is also a state councillor and who will attend the SCO's defense ministers meet in April. The next is guidelines for setting up foreign universities in India to be out in May, says University Grant Commission. So the draft University Grants Commission setting up an operation of campuses of foreign higher education institutions in India regulations, it will be adopted very soon in the first week of May. That is said by UGC chairman M. Jagdesh Kumar. ठीक है. तो जैसा कि हम जानते हैं ऑस्ट्रेलिया का डीएकिन यूनिवर्सिटी इज गोइंग टू बी द फर्स्ट यूनिवर्सिटी टू सेट अप देयर ऑफशोर कैंपस इन इंडिया इन गिफ्ट सिटी. नाउ दिस रेगुलेशंस इट विल बी मेड इन कंसल्टेशन विद रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया एंड अदर लीगल ओपिनियन. So it said that these regulations, they are in line with the recommendations of the National Education Policy 2020 for the internationalization of the higher education system in India. This is very important, that National Education Policy 2020, it focuses on two things. First, at primary level, it focuses on use of local languages, and second, at the higher education level, it focuses on internationalization of the higher education system in India to increase the एनरोलमेंट ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स इन हायर एजुकेशन. फाइन. अब देखें यहाँ पे जो लास्ट पैराग्राफ है ये, दिस इज अबाउट द क्वालिफिकेशन. सो फॉरेन यूनिवर्सिटीज विच हैड सेक्योर्ड अ पोजीशन विद इन द टॉप 500 ऑफ ओवरऑल सब्जेक्ट वाइज ग्लोबल रैंकिंग, दे वुड बी अलाउड टू सेट अप कैंपसेस अकॉर्डिंग टू द ड्राफ्ट. मतलब जैसे जो वेरियस हायर एजुकेशन के जो इंडेक्स आते हैं, लाइक QS वर्ल्ड यूनिवर्सिटी रैंकिंग्स हो गया, टाइम्स हो गया, तो इनमें आप टॉप 500 में आपका यूनिवर्सिटी का रैंक या आपके कोर्स का रैंक होना चाहिए. देन ओनली यू विल बी अलाउड टू सेट अप द कैंपस इन गिफ्ट सिटी इन इंडिया. नाउ नेक्स्ट इज व्हाट इज द बेनिफिट ऑफ सच मूव फॉर इंडिया. सो इट विल प्रोवाइड एन इंटरनेशनल डायमेंशन टू हायर एजुकेशन, एनेबल इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स टू ऑब्टेन फॉरेन क्वालिफिकेशंस एट अफोर्डेबल कॉस्ट and make India an attractive global study destination. The next is UAE President named son Khalid as Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi. So United Arab Emirates President named his eldest son as Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi late on Wednesday. So President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, okay, as Crown Prince of the UAE's richest emirate. That is a position traditionally held by the leader in Britain. So यहाँ पे Khalid is going to be a crown prince, means he is going to succeed the king after dies or it gives away the post. Now why we are doing UAE? Because from India's point of view, UAE is very important because there is one grouping which is called as I2U2. So it consists of India, Israel, UAE and USA. It is also called as New Economic Quad. New Economic Quad. ठीक है. क्वाड. तो एक जो क्वाड है वो हम जानते हैं कि इट फोकसेस ऑन इंडो पैसिफिक रीजन, बट दिस क्वाड इट इज अबाउट द इकोनॉमिक रिलेशनशिप इन कंट्रीज दैट इज इंडिया, USA विद इजराइल एंड UAE. दिस वाज पॉसिबल ओनली आफ्टर Abraham Accord. Abraham Accord which normalized ties between Israel, UAE, Morocco and Sudan. The next is Pakistan Senate adopts bill to limit Chief Justice power. So Pakistan Senate has passed the bill to curtail the powers of the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court regarding suo motu cases and constitution of benches. So this act is the Supreme Court Practice and Procedure Bill 2023. तो यहाँ पे देखिए इस बिल को क्रिटिसाइज किया गया है. अपोजिशन जो है वो क्रिटिसाइज कर रहे हैं, वो कह रहे हैं कि दैट दिस बिल वायलेट्स द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बिकॉज एनीथिंग व्हिच हैज टू डू विद सुप्रीम कोर्ट इट कैन बी इंट्रोड्यूस्ड ओनली थ्रू द अमेंडमेंट इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन एंड नॉट बाय एन ऑर्डिनरी बिल. फाइन. सो यहाँ पर आप देखेंगे जो बिल है इट सेज दैट इट इज इन्वोकिंग द यूज ऑफ आर्टिकल 184(3) वुड ओके अंडर विच दिस आर्टिकल हैज बीन पास्ड. नाउ द नेक्स्ट इज Russia arrest US journalist on espionage allegations. तो यहाँ पे आपको देखना पड़ेगा कि उस जर्नलिस्ट का नाम क्या है, who has been arrested in Russia for espionage allegations. So it is Ivan Gershkovich, who is believed to be the first foreign journalist to be detained on suspicion of spying in post-Soviet Russia, and his arrest is a serious escalation in Kremlin's sweeping crackdown on the media. The next is spouses of H-1B visa holders can work in US, says judge, relief to foreign workers. So H-1B visa holders, this visa is given to the person who goes to US on a specialized vocation. So it is a non-immigrant visa that allows US companies to employ foreign workers in a specialty occupations that require theoretical or technical expertise. So most of the IT persons who visit US, they visit on the same visa. Now over here, the US judge has said that spouses of H-1B visa holders can work in US. So definitely it is going to benefit the immigrants from India and China. The next is G20. Goyal urges G20 members to address gaps in global trading. So Union Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal urged G20 member countries to find common solutions to address gap in the global trading system. Okay, so he was speaking at G20 Trade and Investment Working Group in Mumbai. So last time हमने इसके बारे में पढ़ा था that to address the gap in trade finance. तो एशियन डेवलपमेंट बैंक का एक रिपोर्ट था कि जो ट्रेड फाइनेंस है पिछले 2 सालों में इट हैज़ वाइडन, सो देयर इज़ अ नीड टू प्रोवाइड ट्रेड फाइनेंस फॉर बूस्टिंग ट्रेड. So if you will see that in India we have a specialized bank which finances the trade, that is called as Export Import Bank, or also called as Exim Bank. The next is disinvestment facing many challenges, says government. So what is disinvestment? So when the government reduces its stakes in government companies by selling its shares, that is called as disinvestment. So finance ministry, which has given the disinvestment target for 2023-24 to rupees 51,000 crore, has acknowledged that there are multiple challenges. Now if you will see the multiple challenges, so these multiple challenges are financial capacity and risk reward options of potential bidders turned worse last year in the wake of Ukraine conflict. ठीक है, तो इसका मतलब क्या है कि मान लीजिए कि जो रिटर्न है, कोई भी अगर एसेट खरीदता है तो वो जरूर देखता है कि इससे रिटर्न क्या आने वाली है. सो दैट थिंग डिक्रीज्ड लास्ट ईयर ड्यू टू यूक्रेन कॉन्फ्लिक्ट. Then there are other issues like land title, lease and land use issues with states, and multiple court cases filed by employees unions have hindered the deal. Then in many acquisitions or in many disinvestment projects, there is a legal issues also involved, land title issues involved. So that has also hindered the disinvestment process. The next is high disinvestment targets set up by the government. Frequent use of ETFs created a price overhang. Now coming to the last paragraph. See, the privatization of Central Electronics and Pawan Hans had to be scrapped after being announced owing to legal concerns about the winning bidders. ओके, तो ये एक टाइप का प्रॉब्लम हो गया. सेकंड, लास्ट फाइनेंशियल ईयर में जो अभी खत्म होगा आज, द सोल स्ट्रेटेजिक सेल कंप्लीटेड इन फाइनेंशियल ईयर 2022-23 वाज नीलांचल इस्पात निगम लिमिटेड टू अ टाटा ग्रुप फर्म. सो NINL, it was a joint venture between 4 CPSCs and 2 state PSCs from Odisha with no direct government of India holding. So friends, that's all for today. We will meet tomorrow again with a daily Hindu analysis. Till then, have a nice time. Take care. Thank you.